fantasy. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name is Snipperoons, and I'm here joined by D'Artagnan. We've got ourselves the winners finals here. It's Trapezoidal Society going up against Cryptic. Trapezoidal Society had a fairly decent run in the bracket so far. They took their first map off of Quinnipiac Esports and got a forfeit win from Scandals, giving them an access to the winners finals. Cryptic has had a harder pathway, arguably, but have made it a lot cleaner. A 6-0 in map differential so far have seen them go all the way to the winners finals, and now they got to face off against probably the biggest challenge yet. How are you guys doing, D'Artagnan?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm
Good.
actually pretty ready for this match. I'm pretty excited.
I am too, man. Looking forward. This is one of the ones that I've really looked forward to casting.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
Really quick, the map pool is going to be Ilias, then Route 66, Hanamura, Hollywood, and we're going to end it off on Busan if we get that far. We do have, I think, a ready from Cryptic. We're just waiting for Trapezoidal Society, and they're going to be set to go. Going to these opening rosters really quick. Cryptic is running their tried and true old style roster they've had before. It's going to be Notorious, Cat, Dixie Normus, Lemon Squeeze, Rolfric, and Orbit. Trapezoidal Society is going to have Bantoinette, Avalon, Letters, Vader, Relapse, and Danny for this opener. So what do you think for this first map? If you had to make a prediction, what do you think is going to happen?
It's a good question. I think this is definitely gonna be a closer series, just from what I've seen.
Yeah, I see what you're
But
saying.
on Ilios, I don't really know because I don't know a lot about either of the DPS players on each side.
So
Which
let's talk about
Ilios
it. Let's
is.
talk about it really quick. I think the DPS plays for Trapezoidal are Letters and Vader, and the DPS for Cryptic are Cat and Orbit. I think I might be wrong on that one actually.
I
Yeah,
think.
I don't want to talk about them without knowing it for sure.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying there. I think the momentum that comes off of this map is going to be really important. So this is going to be one of the most important maps to win in the series. The one after this is Route 66, which is another very flexible map with a lot of different compositions. But Ilias is kind of tried and true with having a really strong bunker presence. They got it ready
Sure.
up for Trapezoidal Society. I believe we have one from Cryptic. I'm not too sure. Yeah, we're just waiting for Cryptic. Trapezoidal is ready to go, and then we're gonna send it off to Ilias for this opener.
Yeah, I know. I think definitely if they're running bunker, I think it's definitely gonna come down to who's gonna hit the halt hooks more.
Yeah, I think that especially at this level with how that's not completely utilized all the time, the team that kind of works with that better will have an advantage. There are some ghost maps, there are some wrecking ball maps, and this is one of them actually. Here we are. We're starting off
Hey.
on Lighthouse. This is going to be an interesting one for sure. This is a very strong map for booping. Not as much as well, but it still is really solid. There is a bunch of Wrecking Ball and Reinhardt presence. This is probably one of the weaker bunker maps, but it certainly isn't like terrible for the comp. Bunker can go on this map and go very strong, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Definitely. I think TES could probably run out on that Sombra Goats because Sombra Goats is definitely good on this specific point, but I could be completely proven wrong.
Banternet certainly likes the hero, and we're seeing Avalon, normally a flex support player, playing on that Orisa.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe the plan for this map, I'm not too sure. They have Banternet up on the Mercy. They switched a tank player or I guess a Sombra player, and a support. Okay. We'll see what happens. On the other side, on Cryptic side, we have the Tried. Actually, no, wait. They have a different off tank. They have a different Roadhog. Squeeze can be playing the Roadhog. Notorious on the Pharah, but Dixie Normus is still back there on that Orisa. Pharmacy Complex, said before, is coming out from Cryptic. They do have a McCree from Letters on the other side, Trapezoidal Society, so we'll see if that's enough to stop this aggression from this fair. But as a whole, this hook, and it's going to be Danny to get hit by it. Sleep Darts hitting them too, and that's going to be the opening pick that they needed. Cryptic now has massive advantage. A big boot comes in. Avalon is hit away from his shield, and same with Vader. The Hulk comes through, gets nobody, and the hook follows. I don't know why, but they still have aerial superiority and ground superiority. The problem is the positioning. These Trapezoidal Society players have bought a straight to the point, and now they've got the point, and this time bank is now being built up. Letters is going to get Dixie Norris, and that might have flipped the fight in the favor of Trapezoidal Society, even with the opening pick going the other way. The Taurus is going to trade Letters out, but the Resurrection comes through almost immediately. Bantamnet quick on that draw, and the Pharmacy comp still outside, still raining damage in, but they can't get a good angle on this so far. Vader is going to try to hit him out of the air, but he's not going to get anything done immediately. That's probably going to back up in a regroup, especially with that pick. Cat goes down, a nice hook by Danny to clean that one up. And that's the opening fight. A nice mid-fight by Trapezoidal Society.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed to do, Ruins. They needed to take that point presence, especially with that Mei. They get much value out of that Mei with all that point presence, because you only can go through small chokes, which is where Mei essentially thrives. So that's exactly what they need to do.
Letters absolutely controlled part of that fight. It's just with that presence on the McCree, he's putting out a good amount of damage, and he's already up on the Deadeye, beating out his DPS duo partner over there, Vader. But those picks are huge. It's Cryptic losing 2. Both DPS go down, and the Resurrection comes through. They're going to try to stick this fight out at least for a little bit, but the Hulk comes through. It grounds the Pharah, and here comes Rocket Barrage. That's 3 ultimates being burned simultaneously. Every ultimate on the field has been activated except for the Valkyrie from Wolfberg. He doesn't burn it. He doesn't need to burn it because he doesn't have anything he can do with it. That's a TK for the side of Trapezoidal Society.
Yeah, I think I don't think they needed to use all 3 of those ults right in succession right there. I think they needed to use that barrage differently. I don't think you can throw barrage just randomly through a doorway and make it work.
They had a ton of damage boost going on to it, but even with all the damage boost they had, they just they were in no position to get anything done with it. Both hooks are traded. Orbit's the one to go down, and they did have the Roadhog in his side get traded. Danny lives though because of his tanky nature. The Deadeye is through. Wolfric hits the ground. That might be a bad call for Cryptic, as now they have 3 people up. They have 1 support still shooting to keep him alive, but they can't get on the point at all. A nice opening point by Trapezoidal Society.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually impressive so far. Well done by TES. They're looking really strong at the moment.
Yeah, that was really nice. I think the way they played with that Mei and then Letters popping off, that was really well played.
And the resurrections from Bantamnet were absolutely perfect. You know, they were the few mistakes that they were making, they were just getting instantly rezzed by Bant. So it's a great work by everyone on Trapezoidal Society for that one. 100-0 for that point when they lost the opening pick. Impressive. No composition switches really coming in here except for Notorious switching off that Pharah.
Yep. I don't necessarily know about Mei on this specific point. I'm not a big fan, but
I'm not either. But these guys are the ones that have planned this one out, so I'm not gonna call them out for it yet. But they are gonna be rolling out maybe a little bit different now. They're actually gonna take about the same angle. It's just damage being spammed back and forth. Seeing which shield goes down. It's gonna be Cryptic shield to fall, but TES is not too far behind. Avalon places the shield back down along with Dixie Normus. It is just a poke fight. A hook comes through and it doesn't hit anything. Letters in orbit are in a sniper fight though. They need to try to see who's going to win this one out. That sniper fight, or this whole hook pick, is going to be the big change. And here's the Hulk. Here's the hook. It's going to be on the Roadhog, but he's going to be able to get out just in time with the help of his team. The positional advantage is firmly in place with Trapezoidal Society. They have point presence and high ground. They have to burn the lamp to stay alive, and Lemon Squeeze is going to be the first fall. Here comes the Dragon. Vader go to that ultimate incredibly fast. It's going to do about 1,000 damage with it as he runs it straight to the enemy team. No picks from the Dragon there, but picks coming in from Trapezoidal Society. It's actually 4 going down, 5. It's a TK so far for TES as they're going to take that mid fight.
Yeah, the way everyone played around those halt hooks, especially when Avalon got hooked, and they have that Baptiste to save him, which is super impactful.
Yeah, the lamp was impressive. It was a well-placed lamp. I think that Cryptic panicked a little bit once they started. That whole hook came off on the Lemon. Even though he lived, there was a little bit of panic that ensued. They all kind of rushed onto the point. But this next fight is starting. A poke's going on right now. Just so you has better shields. Trapezoidal Society has the defense. They're going to have another shield up online immediately. So far, the advantage is firmly in them as they're going to go ahead and pop. Oh, here's a Hulk. Here's a hook. And there's Cat going down. The wall is burned to try to cross or something like that. But here goes the amplification matrix, and Avalon is going to take full advantage of it. 2 going down from the amp. The Hulk comes after the hook, a different version of that combo. Well, Lemon Squeeze still falls anyway with the Taurus right behind. That's going to go ahead and be a regroup as Wolfric and an Orbit both run away.
Yeah, definitely it's definitely showing the power of using the CC that you have and using the poke that you have to win fights. And Let's see. Did
I,
they use any ults? Oh yeah, they used Baptiste ult.
they've used Baptiste, yeah, and they used the walls really early in that fight. A huge headshot though onto Dixie Norman's sister walking back. They're gonna have to burn some hungry resources, keeping him up. There's the Blizzard burned midpoint. And, however, anyone caught it. Oh wait, there's a Baptiste. He's the only one caught it, but I don't think they know that. Letters is gonna fall. Orbit winning that sniper fight. That's gonna be the opening they need. As Cryptic's now gonna run in behind that. The nano boost. The every ult is basically being laid down. Valkyrie, the supercharger down too, but it's finally gonna stay down. Benchwood shot Queen out of the air while in Valkyrie by Orbit. Orbit is having a hell of a fight. He's gotten 3 headshots so far. He'll fall to Letters after he respawns. It's been a long fight, but this fight is still going on. The lamp is burned to try to keep this team alive. Trapezoidal Society is still firmly in this fight. However, they do have a bit of a disadvantage at the moment. Avalon laying a ton of damage in the Leon Squeeze, and Letters is going to hit a fat headshot on the cat. That time bot is the time they need. Lemon Squeeze, last one on the point. The overtime timer works down. The Doomfist is going to get back. He's going to be able to contest for just a second, but Cryptic might be facing their first map loss of the entire tournament. Wolford gets hooked by Danny, and the Wrecking Ball is now back. The lamp is down, though. He's not going to get anything done with that. It's over. It's done. As the fuse burned down, it's Trapezoidal Society to come out on top.
Yeah, I actually really liked the way TES played that. The relapse on that Baptiste actually saved them almost that whole fight. With having that immortality saves them so many times where it fits perfectly with them.
That dragon did so much damage.
Yeah, the letters also popped off. Everyone played really well.
Yeah.
But I think in that bunker, I think basically TES wins because they have that Baptiste and Mercy. They have the damage boost and they have that ability to save a person from dying instantly. So I think while they're winning like their 1v1s and their individual play, they're also winning in that compositional fight.
Yeah, I really I'm actually hugely impressed with Avalon. His Orisa play been just spot on.
Yeah.
Done really well in that character. They are making a sub here. Is they are going to bring Scars in on the side of Cryptic. I believe Scars plays support. Don't quote me on that. No, Scars is a DPS player. Yeah, Scars is a DPS or an off tank. I don't remember which one, but
okay.
Either way, the next map is going to be Route 66. Another very flexible map, very different from Ilias. No, you're good. All right, so yeah, I think we're ready to go here. We're just gonna go ahead and wait for the ready up from Trapezoidal Society and from Cryptic. Actually, yeah, you did.
I actually like watching this match. It's actually really fun to watch.
No, this has been a good one so far. They're not gonna call letters out. We're good. Okay.
66.
There was no R. There was no R. Can we take it back?
Yeah, I think this is gonna be more bunker, to be honest. And on the payload, I think they're just gonna play a lot around payload. So yeah, I think that's what people are gonna keep rolling out with that bunker.
Yeah. And now I have to go through and check everyone. If people are gonna have to like call the rule, I have to enforce it.
It's true.
Yeah, it happens, man. Yeah, okay. Everyone is public, I believe. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. All right. Banternet's ready. That's going to be the radio for Trapezoidal Society. We're just waiting for Cryptic, and we're sending it anyway.
Traveling to Route 66. Initiating match.
I didn't see that. All right, sweet. My bad. I'm just making sure. All right. So sitting here, it is going to be Route 66 for the next map. On the defense, we've got ourselves Cryptic opening it up. Offense is Trapezoidal Society. Well, no switches came in besides Scars, so we'll see what these two teams decide to roll out on. Or basically, we have to see what the defense rolls out on first, because offense is going to fuck me over. I know it. Or mess me up. My bad. My bad. All right.
Ready for battle.
It's been a rough day. All right, it's gonna be Notorious on the Tourbillon. They have Scars
Ooh.
on the Roadhog instead of so yeah, it was an off tank switch. And we do have Orbit on the Widowmaker. Letters and Vader are gonna be on double sniper, and it looks like that's gonna be the comp they're gonna roll out on Trapezoidal Earth Society. With Banternet on the Mercy and Relapse once again on the Baptiste. It's the same comp they ran on Ruins of the last map.
Yeah, I think this is definitely probably one of the best comps for them with just their individual players. I think that's definitely one of the best comps they could play.
I'm surprised they're not running a different support other than Mercy on this offense.
I really think they're just playing for damage boosting one of the snipers. They're just trying to get the maximum amount.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Usually we see something like a Diva or a Ana here, but I mean Mercy certainly is not a bad pick, and now the cards go around the corner and the fight's going to really ensue. They have a Tourbillon and now that part is known. They're going to hold, they're going to hook, but it's going to get nobody. The counter hold hook comes through, but the hook is way too late. Maybe a misplay there by Scars. This Notorious' turret is going to hit the ground. That's the only thing that's following this whole fight though. The hold and the hook comes in, but the hold's a little low. The other hold hook comes in, and Danny's going to go ahead and get Scars as he's hooked up to the high ground. The lamp is burnt there. They're trying to keep Trapezoidal Society alive, and the sniper shots are raining in. Letters is going to take Orbit down. That's sniper fight 1. The other sniper fight is going to be Scars versus Vader as he snipes the hook onto him and pulls Vader in for a trade. Another hold comes through. There is no hook follow, but a massive hook. It's Banternet to hit the ground this time. A big pick for Cryptic, and now they have a chance of holding this one. A gas station fight's going on. The tanks are taking a ton of damage for Cryptic. Danny's going to get hooked though, and Scars is going to get hit with an anti-nade. Gonna get not anti-nade, a boost nade, which is gonna give him more healing. He's gonna get back up and he's gonna be solid. Relapse is gonna go down. Letters next to fall. They're now a full retreat coming through from Trapezoidal Society as Avalon is trying to lay some damage into the other Orisa. He's gonna have to back up though. His shield's getting dangerously low and it's finally gonna break. Notorious is going to just take a little bit of an aggressive angle there, go for a little damage, but he's gonna back up in the long run. It's a good first fight from Cryptic, even though it was a bad opening for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think to sort of focus up, they kind of...
Sorry to interrupt you, but here's 3 ultimates being burned. The Dragon, the Supercharger, and the Amplification Matrix come through. Notorious burns the Molten Core to try to keep the team away. Letters is going to win that sniper fight. Orbit's the first to fall on this one, and now Trapezoidal Society has the prime. They have to go in, and they have to try to get this fight won immediately. Scars is going to take Vader out though, but the rest comes through on the Orbit. This fight is now swung completely into the favor of Cryptic. Banternet hits the ground. There's still 3 or 4 more players up for Trapezoidal Society, but they're all retreating at the moment. They have Relapse to try to keep him alive. He still is up on this Baptiste, laying into his team, but Danny's gonna be the one to fall. The Relapse mistakes his movement. He made a little bit of a blunder there. He's caught, but no way he gets out of this. He's running, but Scars is gonna take him down. Avalon is now the only one up, the only one that's gonna survive that fight as he retreats back to the safety of his team. And that's gonna be Cryptic winning the second fight. Sorry about the interrupt there.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk for a sec.
I mean, I'm not lost, but I think what they switched to is definitely better. With the Fire, they definitely get the spam potential of that from that turret.
I don't know if that was the play though, just because of this Widowmaker and how strong Orbit has been playing. Relapse is going to burn the Amplification Matrix. He gets dangerous low in the process. Danny burns the whole hog to burn through it, and it's a massive one. Scars goes down, and he's going to take out the Supercharger in the process. Wolfric goes for the rest, but gets hooked out of it. Danny has done massive work this fight, and Letters is going to follow up on the space he's created, taking 3 out in this one. It's over for at least this point. It's Trapezoidal Society going to be able to push over the line. Vader's is going quite aggressive here. I think he's going to maybe just go for poking for ult charge. Scars, no. Scars hears the rockets going off, and he might go for a bit of damage here. He doesn't commit the hook into that fight, but that space he's created is going to go ahead and get Vader out and get his team in as the reinforcements for Cryptic are now back.
Yeah, I think if Orbit doesn't focus down Vader, Vader could be very annoying for Cryptic, but it is very easy to For-
Oh, massive hook. Danny opens his fight up with Dixie Normus hitting the ground. Orbit next to fall. Letters is a nice headshot. Winning that sniper fight, an unfavorable one right there. This Pharah here still has superiority. There is no sniper to try to contest this guy out. Is Vader is just putting in. He hasn't put in a ton of damage, but his presence is putting in a lot of work. The the Cryptic team is backed up through the low ground. They're now walking back out, and they're gonna go for a halt. And they're gonna go for a hook. Danny's pulled in the molten core. Going right in the cart. The lamp is committed to the fight to try to keep Trapezoidal Society in it and alive. Orbit first to fall. The lamp hits the ground too. Danny is gonna get dangerously low, and the resurrection comes through on Orbit. Here comes the amplification matrix, and Letters makes full use of it. Is this gonna be Scars and Notorious both going down? Letters is going absolutely crazy in this fight as Wolford is next to fall. Orbit is going to trade that one out, and he's going to fall to Vader. Danny takes out Big Enormous, and Cat's last to fall. Letters with 4 in that fight. Massive work by him, and that's going to be the cart going over the line.
Yeah, I think that amplification matrix definitely pulled it through for.
I mean, with amp in the Hanzo areas, you can just one-shot to the body on squishies. Just so
Yeah, that was definitely. I think playing with that ult. With the Hanzo is so impactful.
Yeah, and Letters, you got to hit the shots. You can boost the Hanzo as much as you want, but Letters was hitting those shots consistently, and really making that fight happen.
Definitely.
Barriers going dangerous, low for Trapezoidal side. Dan's gonna go ahead and get hooked in. That's gonna be a ton of ultimates being burnt. As there goes the Valkyrie from Antoinette, the supercharger from Dix Enormous, and the wall hacks coming in through Orbit. Jesus, I can't talk. Danny's gonna get hooked in. He's gonna get dangerously low. The dragon comes through for Letters, but he's gonna go ahead and fall before he can use a relapse. Has the amplification matrix, is gonna burn it. Maybe a little bit aggressively though. And Notorious is gonna put heroes right through it. He doesn't get the boost from him, but he doesn't really need it as he takes out both of the tanks. Letters is next to fall, and it's now Banspinette and Avalon who are gonna get out of this fight. Is that Avalon? No, Banspinette and Letters, the Vader, that are gonna get out of this fight. Man, how did I confuse Avalon and Vader? Jeez.
Yeah, definitely that came down to picks.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, that definitely came down to just who won the pick battle.
Letters lost his life very early, and there goes the dragon. Speaking of Letters, he's gonna burn it right through Dixie Norbus and Scars. The tank line is now dangerously low. Notorious. It's gonna counter. Vince caught right in the middle of it. It's gonna go down in the middle of a res. A huge dragon coming through from Notorious to try to trade that back. I do think the pick advantage still is in favor of Cryptic. A massive anti-grenade. Letters and relapse. Dangerous and low. The Valkyrie Mercy knows it. Wolford is going to take 2 down. It's Avalon and Letters falls to the pistol. Gars takes out Vader, and that fight is firmly won by Cryptic.
Ooh, they did. TES did burn their amplification matrix very late in that fight, so they're not going to have that coming back up.
Relapse has that thing on a 30-second cooldown, man. Like, he's getting those up so often.
That is very true.
Every
Dixie's
fight he's
coming
had
up.
one.
Dixie's
I didn't even
coming up
realize
on
that. Oh, Danny. A massive hook of Scars is going to go ahead and take Danny out. A whole hook combo comes through, and an anti-native speed will follow. Letters, Avalon, and Management all hit by, and they're going to have to back up. A whole hook comes through, but it doesn't actually get the hook off as Avalon throws the shield down right in time. This supercharger is going to buy so much time. 15 seconds this thing's going to be on the ground and boosting every single person on the side of Cryptic. The Blizzard comes through, and it's absolutely massive. Cat and Scars cut out by it. That's the Blizzard they need to open this fight. Dixie Norris goes down along with the supercharger. The Widowmaker here, Orbit is laying in to Trapezoidal Society, but he's gonna have to back up and regroup for this next fight. They do have one more fight left in them before this is over. The dragon is gonna have to come through. It's from the flank. I don't think anyone really knew. I didn't know he was over there, but he's gonna burn it. Letters is gonna burn a counter dragon. There is no lamp to save Cryptic, and they're gonna fall in the process. Relapse hits the ground, but that might be a little bit of a consolation prize. Is Trapezoidal Society are gonna be able to push it all the way? Are gonna be pushing. God, jeez. Ah, man, that was rough.
0 to 3.
Yeah, I think TES definitely just I think they definitely just have I think they have literally just the better ults and the better ult combos, and along with that they're all just playing incredibly well.
Absolutely.
So
Cryptic.
I think that's kind of what's pulling them through right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Cryptic is looking a little lost in some places. They have put up some great holds and some great numbers, but especially when a fight starts to kind of not go their way. After that first point, when that first fight they pulled it out of the bag. After that, it just hasn't looked as clean from them.
Yeah.
So maybe it's some communication issues, but you know, I'm not into their comms. I don't really know, but let's see what this defense decides to roll out on. Danny. It was, you know, I've never really been bait on defense, but I just got it. Oh, this offense. That's old school goats, man. Oh, Notorious. Alright. That's
Okay.
probably for the better anyway.
I get it. They don't want. I mean, if I was a flex DPS player, I wouldn't want to play Brig either. So I get it. I thought they were gonna do it though.
Yeah, it's okay. We do have the double sniper. This is just the same comp. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Trapezoidal Society is putting that to good use. Is Notorious rolling out? They are rolling out with this composition. Nope, he's going back. He's on Brigida.
Goats.
We have the traditional, like the old school, original goats with the Moira on the field. An interesting call from Cryptic here. I'd like to see how this works. Is they're gonna have to try to close this gap very fast. They might just have to dip cart and just go and rush that staircase, but the ult and the hook comes in. It's Scars to get pulled. He's gonna get hit with an armor pack. He's gonna go ahead and grab the mega pack under gas and stay alive. So far, so good for both teams. No one's been picked off, but Trapezoidal Society still has this position. But the position means nothing if you can't stop the cart. They have to jump off. Avalon now on the ground, now on the low ground. This might be what they needed. Scars is going to take loaders out. 60 enormous opens his fight with a few swings on the Avalon, puts the shield back up. 2 swings is all you need if you're Reinhardt. There's a brawl going on with the high ground. Scars and Danny. The off take's going at it, and Scars is going to get the better of that fight. The lamp is burnt pretty late in the fight. Nice work holding it, but Relapse finally has to burn it off. Scars on this Diva is going to take a priority and it's going to take that lamp out. Danny is on the Reinhardt. He switched off, but here comes the Amplification Matrix. Avalon is going to have to lay in through it, but it's not going to matter if you're just not going to get on the card. Dixie Enormous with 2 on this cleanup. They burnt the Dragon, which might have been the bad call there.
Yeah, that's the thing with goats is they win the close-up battle no matter what.
Absolutely.
And looks like we got Sombra goats coming up from TES.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
The thing about that composition
I'm loving this.
is Bunker, you have to get that pick. That opening hold hook pick has to happen. And when they got that on the Scars, there wasn't enough damage to finish him off. I think it was a bit of a misplay there by Trapezoidal Society, but the hack is going to come through on the cat in the back line. There is enough people around him, though, to make sure that he doesn't get taken down. The drop down comes through from Danny. It's a big dive from them. The bomb is high. The shatter is higher. And there goes Danny. Avalon hits the ground as well. Letters is going to get hacked in the process, but I don't think they have a Sombra. Here it is. Orbit and Notorious is switched off. It's a hack fist right now for the side of Cryptic. I didn't even realize that. This brawl is still going on though on the middle of the cart. Notorious is going to take 2 down. Nice work by him on this cleanup. Relapse is going to be next to Fallen Bandsman. It's going to get hacked. A hack v hack. Orbit wins the Ditto. And now it's going to be a 1 fight for Cryptic as they're going to be able to push the cart a little bit farther.
Yeah, the only what TES can do is they can just sit there and hack Notorious the whole time. They just disabled Notorious, like it's gonna be a lot harder. And then they're playing without a Zarya, so they're playing without bubbles.
That's really interesting. I don't really know what I think of Scars on this Diva, but his Diva has been fantastic since he's been playing it. So I'm not going to call him out so far. Avalon, dangerously low on this Zenyatta. That's probably going to be called out. But Notorious is going to be the first to fall to Avalon. Going, trying to follow it up, but it's not going to happen. Orbit's going to hit the ground too. Vader with a nice kill there on the Soma in the back line. This Reinhardt here. Dixon Enormous is now caught out with a hack. He's just in the middle of Old Spawn as he's getting beat up by Trapezoidal Society. He's going to go down. Danny on this Reinhardt is just going to lead his team in to try to get a few more staggers. He's got a bubble in the back line. On the process, Scars is going to have to run away. They do have the bomb, they do have the shatter, and they do have the EMP on the side of Cryptic for this next fight. Wow. I don't know what I think of this Diva. I think Ryan Diva is solid. I don't think it's solid against this comp.
I don't think it helps them at all. I think
how Scars has been hacked, but he's now, this is all up to Scars here. Vader is on Prime, and Scars is an option. This bomb or this Graviton Surge is going to mean a lot. Oh, a massive EMP. The Graviton Surge isn't even going to matter. Vader hits the ground with Danny in the process. The tank line has been eviscerated by one fell swoop. It's Trapezoidal Society all going down. Antoinette is next to fall, and that's over. That's done. An incredible fight for Cryptic as they only needed 2 ults to win it off. I was waiting for that, you know, that graviton surge to get eaten, but man, Scars just yeeted that bomb in there.
Oh yeah, I think they can. I think they can get all the way through, but they have to play ult combos very smart
They-
and. Okay, finally, they're on Zarya. That's what I was gonna say.
There we go.
They need to play that Zarya. If Danny just runs into Dixie, it's gonna be a lot harder now.
Absolutely. The graviton surge is online for Vader, and there it is. It's a big grab. Oh, the EMP in behind it. The anti on top of it. There are no survivors who were in the grab. Scars wasn't even in it. He's gonna get killed off at the end. Orbit was far, far away when that happened, and that's gonna go ahead and be a reset for the side of Cryptic. Antoinette here looking for a little bit of poke damage on this Sombra. It's now behind. A very aggressive decloak by her, and she's going to have to back up. Only 12% from that. Nice work not feeding a little bit more charge to her. This fight's going to go ahead and be initiated right now as Dixie Normus is going to run right into Danny. And he's going to knock him immediately. The shatter comes through. It is going to be one person in the back line hits the ground. It's Cat, but the counter shatter is a little bit better. It's going to be Danny taking a ton of damage. Letus goes down. Notorious is ground 2, and Danny's next to follow. An opening, a massive opening so far for Cryptic as they need to follow up on this space that they've created. This on in the back line is laying into Trapezoidal Society. Avalon keeping his team alive. The nano boost through. It's on to Vader. Vader is hacked though in the process with that nano, and he needs to be followed up on. He needs to get chased down, especially with the sleep that goes up on Danny. He's not going to have it the way. Danny is going to get by the anti and relapse is the one to fall. Orbit, nice work cleaning that fragment, and here comes the EMP. Every single person on Trapezoidal Society cannot use their abilities at the moment. Danny and Vader are the two to fall. It's a nice tank line frag for Cryptic, and the Graviton surges in the follow-up. Letters, Antoinette, Avalon, and Danny are all in huge trouble as Letters is next to go. Letters finally makes it back onto the cart. Now, Relapse finally makes it back onto the cart, but there's no more time. There's no more fast fuel to get back, and it's going to be a point cap with a better time bank for Cryptic.
So I think the problem with that was Bant actually used the EMP in
that grab?
Yeah, in that grab. She used it in grab instead of saving it for shatter, and they did have shatter. So I think using it for shatter would have been better.
I don't know this for sure, and I don't want to say this for 100%, like just to be completely positive about it, because I don't exactly know where Avalon was, but Avalon hit a monster anti-grenade in there. I don't know if that was because of the EMP getting hit and breaking that shield, or if Avalon actually had that off angle, but that anti-nade was the nail on the coffin. The hack was just, you know, I think maybe a little bit OD. It did confirm that fight, but I think with it's either that or Bantuanet needs to focus on building that ultimate fast. Like, you can't go for hacks anymore. You've got to go for the tanks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so one of those two things really needed to happen there, as when playing Sombra Goats, that Sombra is the cornerstone of the team. Or is it not the cornerstone, the opener for the team. He just kind of tries to go for plays.
Yeah.
And I think Bantuanet, especially that one decloak I called out where she got 12% off of, I think she could have gone for like the Roadhog or the Rhine and got a little bit more out of it. But you know, I'm nitpicking here. Of course, it's certainly not all her fault. Cryptic played a wonderful game there, and now we're up to this next point. It is going to be Cryptic starting us off on that defense. They swapped and forced the ult combo. You might be right there. I didn't see it for sure. But either way, here we are opening up this next fight. It is going to be another bunker comp for Trapezoidal Society. They are going to hold this cart down. Oh, Holt, and the hook comes through, but it's not going to hit anyone. Nice job staying away from it as Danny just barely makes it out of that one.
Look at Wolfrick's ult charge. Holy.
He's already got it. The damage coming in has just been completely denied by him. It's massive. And there it is. The amplification matrix comes out early, but amplification matrix isn't a shield. Scars gets hooked in. They are on this triple tank though, and there is enough health to keep everyone alive. Wolfrick has just put huge work in, but Letters is going to take out the, oh no, Vader. It gets shut down. Dixie Normus takes down takes down Vader. Scars is going to fall over the back. Antoinette resists Vader, and Danny's going to go ahead and take down Dixie Normus. Danny is going to take a bit of damage. She's going to get half health. But here comes the Dragon. It comes right through the Trapezoidal Society team, but this fight looks like it's still in their favor. Relapse is going to take two. Both tanks going down. Scars, Notorious, and Wolfrick all hit the ground, and Orbis next to fall, and that's over. It's done. It's going to be Trapezoidal Society at least to take that point, and we're going to see what happens on second point, or on Streets.
Yeah, I think that definitely relied on who got hooks and who got the picks quicker, because Vader didn't necessarily get too much value out of that barrage, but after that they rezzed Vader and then they were able to get picks after it, which really saved them.
Danny had a huge solo fight there. That was a great fight for him.
Oh yeah.
As he really was able to get out of really get his team out of the situation. But Antoinette shot clean out of the air by Orbit. A massive hit by him. The overtime meter is burning hot. If they get off this card, this fuse will burn quickly. Letters is going to take down the... That was not the call to make. It's just going to be the call of Cryptic destroying Trapezoidal Society on street space with that amplification matrix. And that's going to be that. They get a little bit in the streets.
Score 3-4. Switching sides.
Yeah, this is definitely defendable, but
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna have to play it very well, because Cryptic has almost 2 more minutes than them. So
Cryptic has the space and the time to make mistakes. So if something goes wrong, they can try to regroup and try to do something different. Trapezoidal Society, though, does know that they have this GOATS comp in their pocket that they might like to pull out. So we'll see if they decide to go ahead and pull the GOATS out once again. Ooh!
Battle.
6 enormous on that Winston. Okay. I like to see that.
Winston goes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ooh.
I swear, every time I know I should be calling the game, but every time I hear Winston goes, I hear it called a different thing.
Yeah,
Floats
it's
or dotes or wotes
most
or
of the
whatever.
time.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's stupid.
we just call it like floats most of the time. Just
Yeah, I used to be called dotes. I swear floats is like a newer term. I don't know. I always called it Winston Ghost. I never really. I hate the acronyms or whatever, or the whatever, the comp names.
yeah, we've got some wacky names.
Yeah, for sure. Notorious is just using the Sonic arrow to catch people hiding in train. That's actually really smart from him. I didn't realize that what he was doing first round, but that's certainly what he did first round as well. Dixie is going to go ahead and get a fire strike. He's going to lead the field in ult economy, but Relapse is going to take there very quickly. A poke fight's going to go through, and this GOATS comp needs to do what they did last time. Just buy time and push the cart. Don't get hooked. Don't get picked. Stay as a unit, and that's what they're doing. The Holt comes through. Dixie's going to get pulled up as well, and he's going to put his shield to block anyone going down. And now they are contesting cart from the high ground. Nice little bit of bug abuse there from Trapezoidal Society, as Scars is going to be the one to get knocked out of the mech. This is so far so good for Trapezoidal Society, as they're doing what I said they needed to do. I commented on this fight earlier. They got Scars out of the mech, but Scars is already back in it. A bit of a boop. I don't know what knocked him in the air. Probably the Lucio of Wolfric. Dixie has the shatter, but has no opportunity to use it at the moment. He's going to get his shield broken, and a massive flashbang comes through, starting 3 people from Letters. However, the health advantage is firmly in field of Cryptic, as they still have Danny on the ground. They need to rush the man down, but the wall is going to block him off. A massive wall. Vader's might have just kept Danny alive and kept Trapezoidal Society firmly in this fight. Avalon is going to burn the supercharger, but it's going to get taken out almost immediately by Dixie. The blizzard is through. It's a pretty big blizzard. It's going to freeze no one, but it's going to create a ton of space in the process. Wolfric burns the beads, Scars burns the bomb, and Orbit is frozen. Orbit's going to get taken down. A nice combo there as Avalon and Vader both work to get that kill done. Relapse burns the lamps, but it's going to get taken down. And Notorious is next to fall. Letters is going to do massive amounts of work this fight. He's put in so much damage so far. Notorious is going to have to try to get his team out, try to back up. Scars is going to get a ton of damage onto him, though, and he's going to go ahead and get knocked out of the mech. Wolfric's next to fall, though. He gets frozen. Cat is going to burn the coalescence. I don't know if that was the play, but the hook doesn't kill Scars, but the icicle in after does. Vader with a clean headshot on the Scars to knock that diva right out of the server, back to spawn. Orbit now has the Graviton Surge, and Scars is back in the mech with 50 on the bomb.
I think they should probably be running an Ana here, not a
Baptiste?
no, not a Moira.
Oh yeah,
Not
I
a big
hear
fan
that.
of Moira as in GOATS.
Yeah, it is kind of old news. There's a reason why it was replaced, but Vader with a huge freeze. Orbit and Dixie are both going to go down. The amplification matrix is through too, and Danny's going to make full use of it. The whole hog is going to come out, and that's going to be it. It's going to be a 2-0 so far. Oh, but there's someone on the card. There you go. Scars is gone. It's going to be a 2-0 for Trapezoidal Society.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah, a massive work by TES. They've just put in, they've clearly put in the practice. They've done very well.
Play of the game.
This is where Cryptic really does need to step up. This next map is going to be Hanamura. Oh, Bert,
Yeah.
put the dragon through the Ant Matrix. That'll take a ton of health away. Letters, massive work on that Hanzo. Comboing really well with that that piece.
Huh.
Yeah.
Performance analysis.
I feel like if TES just keeps on playing the bunker the way they are doing right now, then
Yeah.
it's going to be very hard to stop.
Their bunker just looks strictly stronger right now. I mean,
Yep.
they look tighter in bunker, and they look like they look like, honestly, I think they learned from their mistake, like from letting that kill slip away onto that pilot mech on the first point where they held it. And the second point, they just looked a little bit tighter, especially with how their ultra being used. Looked like a well-oiled machine going through that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's great work from them. Next map, like I said before, is Hanamura, a very different map than the other two we've played. Bunker, especially on first point, is incredibly strong. We'll see what these two teams decide to do to try to break this first. It is going to be Trapezoidal Society starting off on the defense and Cryptic on the offense, or as the game says, cry. God. Our beloved cameraman is the only person to put an R in chat, so we're still waiting for both teams to ready up. Shout out to Chester, by the way, for running the camera on this game. I really appreciate it, especially this last minute coming in. Tentaku canceled. He's in chat right now if you want to make fun of him. But yeah.
Yeah, I think to crack what they're playing, I think maybe you could do like the Genji Sombra dive or like something like that, but it's still going to be very hard because you're not necessarily playing with Bastion, so they're not exactly all playing together. You still have like letters
Yeah. Yeah.
off playing from an off angle to get the crossfire. So trying to break this is going to be a lot harder. I feel like you can run dive, but it's going to be still very hard to get through.
I agree. But I think that like playing is just one big blob. It doesn't work very well unless you're just goats. So I
Yeah.
think, running around and taking off angles is important. And Trapezoidal Society is finding that good medium of going off and looking for those angles without really feeding. So
Yeah.
I love when I say something and then like a minute later I can read chat and see the responses. It's really fun. Don't worry, Junkertown. Jules took like 20 bathroom breaks.
Dude,
I wasn't
yeah.
watching that game, but
Junkertown Jules took like 80 bathroom breaks. Yeah, I was sitting there with Nick, and Nick was like, "Hey, just say something. We gotta fill the time." And I'm like, water.
Water.
Wait,
So,
quick reminder: stay hydrated. And
Yeah,
stay
Juggernaut Jules
hydrated.
is probably the most hydrated team I've ever casted. No,
Yeah, probably.
that's incredible. Yep. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, by the way, we're just waiting for Cryptic to get back from the bathroom, and then we're set to go. All right, time to read chat. Why is my chat on light theme? Hold on. Let me fix that.
Are we gonna play with the same thing, Ruins?
What do you mean the same thing? You've just thrown me for a loop there. Was I supposed to pick up on like an inside joke, or was I supposed to
No,
understand?
you were playing with something in your hand. I heard jingling.
Oh, I have a butterfly knife next to my desk.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Really? You got a butterfly
I'm
knife
like,
too?
are we gonna
Dude,
play with the
dang.
same thing? Dude, we're gonna play with the same thing, Ruins.
I actually love butterfly knives, dude.
Look at the synergy. Look at the
Yeah,
synergy.
yo, the casters have the real synergy. That wasn't even
Yeah.
playing. We just kind of think.
Big synergy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big synergy. It already
All
comes
right,
out.
they're
Travis
ready.
and Society are already up, and Cryptic are. I think they're both ready. Yep, Danny's gonna throw already in. That's the first time I've played Overwatch in like a year where someone's actually typed out the word "ready" instead of "R."
Wacky.
I know, right? And Team Fortress 2, it's RUP, R-U-P.
Wait. Really?
Initiating
Yeah,
match.
ready up.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
you have to like
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ready up. Yeah.
I
So,
knew that. I'm no noob.
do you actually play DF2?
Yes, I played DF2.
Hell yeah, man.
All right. So, what do you think they're gonna be rolling out on?
Oh, I'm the analyst now. All right. So on the defense here, I fully expect a bunker. Absolutely. They just that Avalon Orisa is looking looking really solid. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. So,
Ready
oh
for
come
battle.
on,
Ooh, I see. May. Oh,
interesting.
yeah. Okay.
So it looks like they just have a cycle going here with who plays what, just depending on the comp. Danny is now on the main tank. I mentioned this before, but Danny's on main tank. Antoinette is on off tank, and Avalon is on off tank. Or Avalon is on support.
Huh.
So it's working. Absolutely is working. So we'll see what happens. This Antoinette Diva is going to be coming out on the other side. We see Dixie on the Reinhardt. Oh no. Oh
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh no. Wolfric,
Oh,
is he gonna walk
no.
out with it? He is up on this
Cry.
Symmetra. An
their
interesting
hand.
idea, but might be what they need to break this comp. But there isn't a bunker. Little do they know they're gonna round the corner and figure that one out. Wolfric goes and switches off. He's already back onto this Lucio. Realizes that was not the play. Dixie is going to take half his health. The health advantage is firmly in the field of Trapezoidal Society as Danny is going to just just body slam Dixie into the wall. Scars and Orbit are both low. They're going to have to back up, and that's going to be a one fight for Trapezoidal Society. Here's the switches.
Awesome. Okay, so that is the exact thing that my team used to do with May is against goats is literally just wall off Ryan.
Yeah.
So
no,
I think that's
so
a very
strong.
smart switch to go to some kind of dive.
Absolutely. Still a smart opening comp from Trapezoidal Society, but they still need to close the deal. They've got the comp, but can they get the picks? And the picks look like they might be going into the favor of Trapezoidal. Orbit gets low, and Dixie's half health at the moment. So Dixie's actually dangerously low. He's just getting pegged. They need to get health onto him, but this Ana is caught out through main. Bantuetta decides not to push it, but she's caught out. A sleep dart is going to put her down on the ground for a little bit. The wall is through to keep her healthy and alive. Letters is getting dangerously low, but Vader's going to be the one to follow. Scars opening this fight. Here comes the nano boost. Is up on the Danny. Danny still has the shatter, and he's going to take Scars out of the mech and out of the fight. Dixie's going to fall as well, and the engineer comes through. It's on to Orbit as the on in the back line. Avalon is trying to keep himself alive. The Mercy's here with the Genji on the sideline, though, and the charge comes through from Danny. Wolfric hits the ground. That might be the nail in the coffin for this fight for Trapezoidal Society. Cat is going to be bubbled off to try to get out as he's very low. It's over for this fight at the very least as Trapezoidal Society are going to hold strong. The dive comes back through, though, without even getting their health back up. The Cryptic has decided to go back in, but a huge sleep. Dixie is going to get pinned. Anti-slept, stunned, and destroyed. A huge fight. There's no more main tank for Cryptic as it's going to have to prop up retreat for them. I don't know what I think of that res, though. Wolfric res is notorious. Maybe they're trying to get back in 4 or 5 seconds sooner. Dixie is back now that they can go back in for a dive, but look at that ultimate line that they have on Trapezoidal Society. Every single ultimate is reared up and ready to go, but the Nano Blade comes through. Vader is going to take out Dixie. Oh my gosh, the DPS for Trapezoidal Society coming huge when Orbit needed to. He's only going to take Relapse down, and Letters hits the ground too, but the picks are still firmly in the favor of Trapezoidal Society. They're chasing down these frags a little bit, but I don't think they're going to get anything unless this Isaac can just crash Cat, but it doesn't happen. Cat's going to get out alive, and it's going to be a regroup for the side of Cryptic.
Yeah, that was definitely very smart. Saving that Blizzard for Nanoblade is definitely a very good
Oh,
idea.
Vader, a nice find there as they saw Vader on the high ground alone, and they took him down. Danny is slept while Nano boost. It's a huge play. Here comes the bomb. Here comes the barrage. The bomb gets no one. The barrage gets no one. The Valkyrie, though, is the ultimate is having the most impact as Wolfric is just flying above everyone, keeping his team alive. Dixie's going to take out Danny. The main tank did a 1. Dixie's going to whack Avalon off the cliff 2. That's 2 for him in this fight. Nice work by him. He's just pried this one wide open, taking the May in the beginning, and now he's going to take 2 with that Primal Rage. Scar's is going to take Vantunet down, winning that Ditto off. A little bit of a message sense there. The Tracer's back on this point, though. Who is it? It's going to be Letters. Danny's back too. They're going to try to hold this one. Danny is up on the Wrecking Ball. He's going to be a fidget spinner for a hot minute. He's going to get hit with an anti-nado, and he's going to get stunned for a second by that Diva Fly. He is going to fly out, though, and he's going to get taken down by Orbit. Nice dash by him, taking that one down. Quick reactions from him. It's over. It's done for this first point at the very least. It's Cryptic stay alive. No.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right. That dive comp was really what they needed, but the execution needed to come through. It finally did. Dixie with that opening pick onto Vader in that fight was what sealed that one for them at that, to win that point.
Yeah,
oh,
definitely.
Dixie's
I think.
hit with a sleep. He's just gonna take a nap, fly about 5 seconds of time.
But now TES is gonna run into the problem of Cryptic has Nanoblade.
They have a ton more ultimates to back it up. The bomb is through in the process, and the general ultimate advantage is firmly in the field of Cryptic. Even with the people that don't have their ults already, Notorious is going to switch off on to, oh boy, that ultimate advantage is not going to be utilized. Dixie and Orbit are both going to hit the ground. There is a Doomfist online for Cryptic, like I was trying to say before, but he's not getting any value immediately. It's going to be a retreat for Cryptic and a whole over Trapezoidal Society with those 2 picks.
Yeah, I think they definitely needed to play that way quicker than they did.
Yeah, that was the fight, though, that Trapezoidal Society really needed. They now have ultimates on the board, and they have a chance to try to hold this, especially with Vantonet's mech bomb, which can just cover a whole hunk of space in this point. The wall comes through, a humongous wall. It's going to get broken down as fast as it can. The Dragon Blade comes through. It's going to be firmly on Orbit, but he's going to get frozen. Vantonet, the high bomb. It's going to get nobody. The counter bomb is going to come through. Oh no, the high bomb came from Scars, and Vantonet has the counter bomb. My bad. We got that one confused. Wolfric is still up in the air on that Valkyrie. Scars going to get frozen, take out the neck. The Doomfist is going to dive in. Notorious is close to getting his ultimate and maybe trying to win this fight, but I don't think he's going to have to burn it. Danny, Letters, Avalon are getting picked. Scars, Wolfric, and Orbit all hit the ground. It's going to be a full retreat for Cryptic. A nice hold once again by Trapezoidal Society. 1 minute left on the clock.
Yeah, I really like how they're countering these Nanoblades. Using that Blizzard as almost a defensive ult is actually something that could be really useful because it takes up a very large amount of space, and it's essentially something that you can just stand into, because the enemy team isn't necessarily going to walk into it.
Oh, here's the engagement. So far, just shield pokes going through. Notorious is going to burn the Doomfist ult. He's going to land it right on Vantonet. Half of her health chunked out almost instantly, and she's going to go ahead and get health immediately from relapse. The resurrection comes through, but it's going to get knocked out. Wolfric is not going to be able to clear that res. Here comes the Coalescence. It's going to be burnt by Avalon as he's just going to try to confirm this fight. 23 seconds on the clock. If they win this fight, they're in firm position to win this point off at least and not surrender a tick. Vantonet running through is going to get slept off with that aggression. She's not going to get punished, though, as there's really no one here from Cryptic to try to punish that. She's going to get out. It's going to be 7 seconds on the clock. There is no one in an immediate position to touch. The Nano Boost comes through onto the Tracer, and it is going to be Notorious to get on that point. He has to recall, though, and the wall comes through. That bought time to really get back on the point, but the Blizzard's going to get burnt down almost immediately. It's going to take the entire point. Letters is going to take advantage of that space and take 2 down with that tactical visor. Wolfric and Orbit. All hit the ground. Notorious is taking over next to follow. Letters has gotten the Reedus fight so far. Vegas done a massive headshot onto Notorious. 1 shot, and then Danny's going to dive off onto Cat, taking him down. Scars is next to follow. Letters 4 in the fight. It's over for that point. It's Trapezoidal Society to hold them at second with no tick surrendered.
Yeah, that was really well played. That was actually really well played by TES. The way they use their ultimates, and they used almost every ultimate in a defensive way instead of trying to play super aggressive, because they know that Cryptic is trying to they're trying to pull those picks out from their ults,
Yep.
and so almost it's kind of like using an ult to counter an ult, but not like a defensive ult, using just like someone else's ult that can almost zone someone. I think that's a really smart play from them.
Yeah. Ultimate trades almost always favor the defense, depending on the ultimates, of course, but just because of how strong defensive positions are just by their nature, just being able
Yeah.
to burn like one ultimate on defense usually has a bit more value to it. So not a debater. I'm a fan of Vader. That's pretty good. I like that one. All right. Well, either way, let's go ahead and take a look at what this defense is going to do. Cryptic is going to be on this bunker composition. They have Dixie and Scars on this Orisa and Hog, respectively. Notorious is on the Pharah and Wolfric on that Mercia. So we do have a bunker pharmacy with Orbit on a Hanzo. Cat is going to round out that composition with an Ana, probably his signature here at the moment. Antoinette is on the Sombra. We don't have a main tank. Who's going to play main tank? Is it going to be Danny or is it going to be Avalon?
4, 3, 2,
It's going to be Danny. Okay. Danny comes up on that Reinhardt, but he is the only tank. Are they committing to that? No, they're just looking for a scout. Antoinette is scouting with this Sombra. And the call is going to come through. She's going to back up, and let's see what switches come through here for Trapezoidal Society. Antoinette on this Diva. Is that the only switch they're doing? Yes, it is. They're going to roll out with just one switch. Antoinette going to Diva from Sombra. However, you got to realize, even with them just doing that, let's see what we've got here. Oh my god, I can't talk. Hang on. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Notorious is going to go ahead and meet the field and ultimate charges. He's going to get a bunch of rockets off him early, but the freeze is going to come through onto Scars. This front line from Trapezoidal Society just runs clean to the bunker and takes him down. There was no hull click that came early enough. This point is getting absolutely mowed by Trapezoidal Society. The rest is going to come through. It's going to be a res onto Notorious, but he's one health getting shot clean out of the air by Letters. A nice hit by him, and Wolfric's going to jump off the cliff just to synchronize his spawns with the rest of his team. An incredibly fast take by Trapezoidal Society, and this is a dark hour now for Cryptic. They really do need to win this next fight. This is the money fight. Lose this, you lose not only the map, but you lose the series in the process and send TES to grand finals. We'll see what happens here. Go ahead.
TES definitely has the ult advantage right here, so they have to play this very, very well. Notorious needs to get that barrage, and it needs to be big.
Oh, anti-nade, huge, orbit, low, down, massive pick. Vader's gonna get that shot off, and Dixie Norman's gonna fall in the process. Danny goes to, there's no main tank from outside, and Letters doesn't even care. No main tank, no shield, no Notorious. He's gonna hit the ground.
The cowboy.
Goes to, and there's the electric cowboy. We're getting to see it. Cat's getting on the point to stall it out, but it's over. It's done. The series is gonna go to Trapezoidal Society with a 3-0 sweep.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It was not the outcome I was expecting, but huge props to TES. They played that like champions, man. That was incredible.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy. They played that so well.
Consolation prize here. Dixie Norris played the game. He's going to get 2 knocks off the cliff. A great fight by him, securing this first point for his team. But Cryptic, I guess it wasn't really meant to be in the long run. Massive work by Trapezoidal Society once again. Congratulations to them, as they'll be going on to the grand finals. If you want to tune into the next game, the losers finals is going to be in about 2 hours. It's going to be at 9 o'clock EST. We're going to see Cryptic face off. Who won? Hang on. Who's the other team? It's either Junkertown Jules or Robin Renegade.
It was Junkertown Jules.
It's Junkertown Jules. That's what I thought. Yeah, okay. So it's Junkertown Jules facing off against Cryptic. Tune in for that one. Proves to be a great game. I'm really interested to see what happens there. This proves the Earth is a trapezoid. Absolutely. So it's time to my favorite part, at least, man of the match or woman of the match, that's playing. Who do you think deserves this one?
That's so hard.
I know, right?
Hard.
It's a really tough call.
They all played so well.
Yeah, absolutely incredible play just as a unit. Just shout out to Trapezoidal Society as a group there. Played that incredibly.
Does anyone remember who got the MVP their very first match? Does anyone remember? Because I don't want to give anyone twice unless they like.
Give it to who deserves it. I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. That's so hard. Because my mind is like letters or like band, which because they stood out to me a lot. But
Lotus and Banter Up?
mhm. So I don't know. I'm curious what you think, but the it's very hard to choose. They all played like very very well.
Yeah. There's one player. Been a hot minute, like giving a support MVP. But there's one player I gotta give it to. Absolutely, I've got to throw it out to Relapse.
Okay.
Absolutely incredible, consistent play on that Baptiste. It just clearly showed to be one of the best in the clearly showed to be one of the best Baptiste we've seen in this league. At least I think he just played a masterclass of a game and performed incredibly. Huge lamp placements,
Oh yeah.
massive amounts of healing, building ultimates faster than anyone on the field. Of course, that's probably should be expected out of that character, but he's doing what's expected of him, and he's doing it well and doing it more. He's cleaning up fights, he's cleaning up picks. I gotta give it to Relapse.
All right.
So what do you think? Do you have any different opinion, or any of you the
I
whole
mean,
team? Oh no. I did
the
that with
whole team.
I did the bromance trio interview, and that's about the best I'm doing.
Oh yeah. The bromance trio
So
interview. That was
what
the
do you think?
best. All
Do you
right.
agree with that one, or do you want to?
Uh. I'm not gonna argue because
Here,
Relapse did
one thing.
do really
Talk
well.
talk in a second, really quick. In the chat, if you got a person you want to throw in there, we're throwing. I see names down there. Bantu, I see letters a little bit. If you want to throw in who you think the MVP is, type it in the chat right now and ship it off while we go ahead and hear what D'Artagnan has to say.
Okay, so I mean, I'm a big fan of Relapse. Like he was playing really well on that Baptiste. That was really insane. That was really good. Um, yeah. So I mean, I'll agree with you. Yeah. I don't.
I'll take it, man. I'm glad
All
I
right.
convinced you. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get Relapse in for a post game. Once again, shout out to everyone on Trapezoidal Society, but let's see what Relapse has to say. Relapse, an absolute pleasure. How you doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing great, man. A masterclass of a game from you. Great work, you guys. Cryptic was undefeated in maps until that one. Now they've got 3 on their loss record. How do you feel about that game?
Pretty good.
I can tell, man. You stood out to me. I of course gave you my man of the match and convinced D'Artagnan to do so too. So yeah. Was there any part of that where you felt like panicked or anywhere near lost? Because you guys looked just on screen, just in control for a lot of that.
No, not really.
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah, we
I
seem
wanna
pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I wanna ask though about kind of how your team is set up. Um, I know some of the answers because I played for you guys for a little bit, but I'd specifically like to know, how your compositions kind of work and how you switch characters because Vantoinette was playing 3 different roles, Danny was playing 2 different roles, Avalon was playing 2 different roles. So
Yeah.
you guys just
We all kind of just feel comfortable on the heroes we played, so we just swap.
yeah, I hear you. Well, whatever works. Um, you know, if you had to give man of the match to anyone else in your team, who would you give it to?
Probably like letters, maybe, because he popped up.
Letters? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. On the Hanzo, really making use of the matrix you threw down and stuff like that. You
Mhm.
could set up your DPS as much as you want, but they have to be the ones to hit the shot in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Danny, do you have it? Not Danny. D'Artagnan, you got any questions for him?
Not really. I just thought it was crazy how he played Baptiste. I just wanted to compliment him on that. That was really insane.
Thanks.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
fantastic. So you guys are now going to the grand finals. The next game heading up is going to be Sugartown Jewels facing off against Cryptic to determine who will face you guys. You guys made it on winner's side. So is there anything you want to say to any of those teams before we ship this one off?
Nothing that I can think of really. No.
All right. You've already intimidated them enough. I hear you.
Yeah.
So an absolute pleasure. Great game by you and your team. And I wish you all the best of luck in the rest of the tournament.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, you take care, man. All right. Once again, that was Relapse playing for Trapezoidal Society, a masterclass of a game by him, like I said before. If you'd like to go ahead and tune to our next game, hear me cast again, I believe. Are you casting that game, Dart, or no?
No, I will not be at that game. Sad
All right.
face.
It's all right. I can look up who's doing it just super quick. It is going to be me alongside Udon. Sweet. So it's going to be me and Udon casting that game. Trapezoidal Society has made it to the grand finals. It is going to be Juggertown Jules facing off against Cryptic to determine who will be the other team in the grand finals. Once again, you want to see that grand finals match? Tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. EST to see that. Either way, thank you all for watching. My name is Snipperoon. Shout out to Chesterbud for doing the camera work in this game and D'Artagnan for coming along here and being my analyst for this one. It helps me a lot easier than doing this alone. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm off. You guys take care.
See ya.
Fantasy.